Hi, I'm David Kane.
Hi, I'm Mary Spar.
And I'm Scott Kane. And we're here at the Museum of Juggling History to host the 2021 IJA Numbers Championships.
And although we don't live under one roof, we're not wearing masks today because luckily we've had our vaccinations.
So this year, the IJA Numbers Championships is a little different. Like the rest of the IJA Festival, it is online. And what that meant for this year are some changes to the rules. Normally, during the IJA Championships, each competitor has 4 minutes to do their best runs in the event. This year, we provided entrants 7 weeks, basically, to do their best runs. This covered part of May and all of June, and entries needed to be submitted to us by the end of June. And in order to prove that those runs were done during the open season, the rules ask that competitors say 2021 IJA after the end of their run. And all of the entrants that you will be seeing today did do that and have been verified.
Even if we don't include it in this broadcast, we may have edited that out, but they did do that during their runs.
Correct. And this year, we are only doing the 4 individual events, which are balls, rings, clubs, and ball bouncing.
We're sorry for the teams that we have to miss you, but come next year in person to IJA so we can see how well you're doing.
Great. And this year, we also raised the minimums because this was open now to all jugglers around the world. You didn't even have to be a member of the IJA. You certainly didn't have to travel anywhere to where the festival was. So that meant we knew that we were going to get some of the best numbers jugglers in the world competing, and we did. There were a couple of numbers jugglers, some of the best in the world, that because of COVID restrictions, they hadn't had the opportunity to practice because they didn't have practice space or performance space, or they were otherwise limited, and they did not enter, even though they did communicate with us that they were happy that this was competing, but they did not get to do that. But we still had entrants from 7 different countries and 13 entries altogether, and we're very excited to be able to show that to you today.
Let's get started.
All right. Today's first event is individual balls. Normally this event starts with a minimum of 8, but because we raised it this year, we're starting at 9. And the first entrant we have today is Jack Dinger from the United States.
He's actually located in Indianapolis. Entrants gave us a little background information on themselves, and Jack let us know that he's been juggling for 16 years and has competed in numerous IJA and WJF competitions over the years, specializing in technical and numbers juggling.
So, Jack's entrance or entry is with 9 balls. So let's take a look at that.
For IJA 2021.
And that was 44 catches with 9 balls from Jack Dinger.
Great job.
Nice kick up start. I like that.
And I did do a comparison of what the winning totals were, and that exceeds what our normal winning total is in most years. The next entrant we have is Matan Pressburg, also from the United States. Matan is he's won the last 5 times this event that we held it in person. So he's the reigning champ, I guess, so far. Would you like to say a little bit about Matan's from his bio?
Yes, he let us know he has been juggling since he was 6 years old, and he loves juggling numbers.
Yes, in fact, Matan could qualify 6 balls when he was 6 years old.
At that rate, he should be doing 20 balls or so now. Probably not. Let's take a look. This is Matan Pressburg, also with 9 balls. All right, and that was 57 catches of 9 balls from Matan Pressburg.
I want to give him style points for that art-filled space, but we don't give style points.
No, but very good. All right, our next entrant is Dominic Laterra. Mary, would you tell us a little bit about Dominic?
Dominic tells us that he's 21 years old and has been juggling for 7 years. He's from Australia, but he's currently living in Stockholm, Sweden, where he is studying at the Circus University. He enjoys both the creative and the technical aspects of juggling, and his biggest goal now is to reach 100 catches with 9.
Well, let's see how he did. Here is Dominic with 9 balls.
IJA 2021.
All right, and that was 71 catches of 9 balls from Dominic Laterra. He's pretty close to getting to his goal of 100 there. Very close. Okay, our next entrant is Tom Whitfield. I'd like, Mary, if you could read what Tom submitted on his entry, and then I've got some other things I want to say about Tom.
Okay. Tom says he is from Bristol, UK, and he's a hobbyist ball juggler who's been juggling for almost 13 years, with the most recent 5 focused on numbers. He's currently most motivated by pushing his personal records for 11 and 12 balls. Besides juggling, he also enjoys climbing and live music.
All right, great. So Tom was at the IJA convention or festival in 2019 and competed in numbers. During the week, Mary and I saw Tom qualify 10 balls a number of times. Actually, in the warm-ups for the Numbers Championships, he qualified 10. During the 4-minute time that he had allotted, he got 19 catches of 10. So he had very quickly qualified 8 balls just to have earned that second 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes to begin with, and then you earn the other 2 minutes by having qualified the minimum, and then spent all the rest of the time on 10. So he skipped 9 altogether. So he was 1 catch short, so he did not win in 19, even though he was doing 10 balls in the gym. But very impressive, 19 catches of 10 balls. If he'd gotten that 10th one or 20th catch, that would have been a new IJ record. As Mary said, he's great at those higher numbers. He's the current 10-ball world record holder with the most catches of 10 balls, and he's one of only 2 persons to have qualified 11 balls on video. So let's see what Tom did this year. I'll give you a little teaser. He's juggling 11 balls in this video. All right, and that was 27 catches of 11 balls by Tom Whitfield. Now that ties his personal best, and is also the second. Well, the only person that's juggled more catches of 11 is Alex Barron. So that's extremely, extremely impressive, and that does earn Tom the gold medal in this year's IJA Numbers Championships in the individual balls event. We do need to say that the records, any records that are broken during this event, any of the records that break existing IJ numbers records won't count towards the historical total, because during the normal events they have 4 minutes to do their best, and in this case they had competitors had 7 weeks. So these will not be usurping the existing records, but even on their own, massively impressive. We're so glad to have 27 catches of 11 balls as part of this event. Congratulations, Tom. All right, the next event up is individual clubs. And our first entrant is Michael Pierce. Mary, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, Michael says he was born at a very young age. He learned to juggle from a cool teacher in the 5th grade. When he's not juggling, Michael can be found playing the concertina, attempting to run, or sleeping. He lives with several guitars, a dozen house plants, a 6-month supply of canned and dried food.
Smart this time of year.
His prized Sam Malcolm cap with a forged David Kane signature, and approximately 20 plungers.
Believe it or not, David never learned to write, so all David King signatures are forged.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not known for my writing at all.
No, not at all. How many books?
23.
Okay.
So speaking of plungers, we have a very unique entry from Michael this year. I'll just let you watch, and it'll speak for itself, I think.
And this is the 7 club category.
Yes, correct.
7 clubs.
IJA 2021 Numbers Competition Clubs.
All right. Well, that was 14 catches of 7 plungers from Michael Pierce.
Wow, was that a record for plungers?
I believe that he's done longer run on video, but
It is for the numbers
it
championships.
is for the Numbers Championships.
All right. Good job, Michael. That was very fun to watch.
And wow, all the extra points he gets for the entertainment
The
value.
costume.
There's no points for entertainment.
Well, I know,
numbers.
but he still deserves
He
the
does.
shout out.
He does deserve a shout out.
All right, next up is Jack Dinger, who's back with us after having been in the balls event as well. And Mary, anything else you want to say about Jack?
Sure. Jack is still from the U.S. in Indianapolis. And for those of you who are familiar with Luke Burridge's annual poll of top 40 jugglers, Jack in 2020 was number 10.
Excellent. So here we have Jack with 7 clubs.
IJA 2021.
All right. Well, that was 55 catches of 7 clubs from Jack Dinger. So very impressive.
Excellent job. Next up is Avon Drugsha. Mary, would you like to say a little bit about Avon?
Sure. Avon is from Trondheim, Norway. He's 23 years old and enjoys numbers juggling and big tricks in general.
Great. So here he is with 7 clubs. All right, that was 91 catches of 7 clubs by Avon Drugshoe. All right, next up is Moritz Rosner. Mary, what did Moritz say in his registration form?
Well, he is from Baden-Württemberg, Germany. He is 18 years old, born in Germany, learned how to juggle as a child, but didn't really take it that seriously for a long time. Back then, he also did a lot of parkour, breakdance, and tricking. And those were his main hobbies until he had an accident that made it impossible to continue those sports. After an operation, he searched for other things to do and got more and more into juggling. He started visiting many German conventions and saw better jugglers who really motivated him to practice more and get better. He found many friends in the juggling community, and after the European Juggling Convention of 2017, he was so hyped about juggling that he set himself goals and started training for many hours every day. That's what it takes.
It sure does.
He personally really enjoys doing technical juggling, but he loves watching all the other types of juggling and especially appreciates the juggling community for always being supportive and welcoming.
That is one thing I think we all really love about the juggling community. I find it humorous that he says that he learned to juggle as a child but didn't take it seriously for a long time. He's only 18 years old. Yes. And something that impressed me is when he was still 17, he flashed 8 clubs in 6 different patterns. I know.
Wow.
So I really look forward to what Moritz is going to bring to us in the years to come if he's flashing 8 clubs in 6 different patterns as a 17-year-old. So here is Moritz with his entry in this year's Numbers Championships. This is 7 clubs. And that was 95 catches of 7 clubs by Moritz Rosner. And that is the winning entry for the individual clubs category. Moritz Rosner is your gold medalist in individual clubs. Congratulations. Wonderful. The next event is individual ball bouncing. The first entry is from Jonathan Root from the United States.
Jonathan lives in Prosper, Texas. He says that juggling led him to 79 countries with the juggling duo called Rootberry. They won the IJA Teams competition in 2003, and in 2002, Jonathan won the Bounce Juggling Numbers Championships. He's happy to be bounce juggling again after a long hiatus.
And here is Jonathan's entry with 9 bounce balls.
All right, and that was 24 catches of 9-ball bouncing by Jonathan Root.
Which is more than he won with in 2002.
Yep, right, yep.
Yes, the standards, I mean, the level of juggling that was achieved by our entrants was really amazing this year.
Yeah, it's gone up year after year. I won individual ball bouncing with 7 balls many years ago.
So, only 7.
Only 7.
Only 7.
23 years ago, I think. Something like that. Yes. All right. Our next entry is from Christian Clock, who has won a number of gold medals in the Numbers Championships before. What did Christian have to say for himself on his registration?
Christian is a juggler, a circus educator, and a writer, currently based in Boulder, Colorado. He learned to juggle as a child and decided to make it a career at age 29 after years of working as a professional chef. Juggling has enabled Christian to perform at the Kennedy Center, to produce a show at the Atlas Performing Arts Center, and appear with Gandini Juggling in Akhenaten at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. In 2017, Christian co-founded the Circus District, which is an online bulletin board and news source for circus folks in the Washington, D.C. region. He is currently focused on creating accessible circus education for youth through Circus Squared.
All right. And here is Christian's entry with 9 bounce balls.
IJA 2021.
And that was 128 catches of 9-ball bouncing by Christian Clock.
That's a long run.
And we had to count those.
Several times.
Right.
And that is the winning entry for individual ball bouncing. Congratulations.
Again.
So, Christian, you have another gold medal for yourself. Congratulations. And now our final event, individual rings. Our first entry is from Jack Dinger. Jack is the only person that registered and submitted videos for 3 different events this year, making him, I guess, the unofficial award for the most well-rounded numbers juggler this year. So Jack's entry is with 9 rings. Let's take a look.
That's my ring submission for IJA 2021.
And that was 18 catches of 9 rings by Jack Dinger.
I looked back at a number of the past years and was surprised how often 8 rings won the competition. I think especially in a situation where you only have 4 minutes, it's really difficult. So excellent job, Jack, with qualifying the 9 rings. All right, our next entrant is from Avon Drugsha, who we saw earlier in the individual clubs event. And he has an entry with an impressive 10 rings.
Yes.
And that was 20 catches of 10 rings by Avon Drugsha. So he qualified it. Very, very impressive.
Extremely. There's only a handful of people in the world that can qualify 10 rings.
And that matches the highest ever done in the numbers competition.
Right.
Albert Lucas did 20 catches of 10 rings twice.
Yeah, I'd like to say a little bit about Albert since you gave that lead in. Albert Lucas is 61 years old. I was speaking to Niels Dunker, who's been working out with Albert in recent weeks during June. And I said, is Albert still doing high numbers? And he said, oh, yeah, I saw him practice 10 rings for about 10 minutes the other day, and he qualified it 4 times in 10 minutes.
At the age of 61.
At the age of 61. So I looked up. So Albert won the ring event, individual rings event, in 1996 and 2002 with 20 catches of 10 rings, just like we just saw from Avon. He also won it in 1984 with a long run of 9 rings. And he also won the numbers event in 1970 as a 10-year-old. So just fathom a couple of things about that. A, someone who won numbers 51 years ago is still able to qualify 10 rings, and someone who is 61 years old is able to qualify 10 rings. If that doesn't motivate you to keep practicing, to keep up your juggling, I don't know what. I mean, I know Albert, he runs, he's in great physical condition and shape, and is just a beast of practicing and has done so many impressive things. Flashed 13 rings on video, a number of things. I wish Albert would have entered this year just to show that, but kudos to you, Albert. I think it's fitting that we're speaking to you from the Museum of Juggling History, where some props of Albert are on display, and just that achievement is very, very great.
Oh, and Scott, we're going to show some video right now of Albert qualifying 10 rings.
And maybe some from the 1970s.
And a little bit of Albert from the 1970, not the numbers competition, but showing Albert at the 1970 IJA convention.
Great. All right. That was impressive seeing Albert do all that. Our next entry is from Daniel Lysenko. Mary, would you tell us a little bit about Daniel?
Oh, well, I wish I knew a little more about him, but all I know is that he is from Kiev, Ukraine.
All right. And I believe he's coached by Yuri Poznyakov. Probably didn't pronounce that great, but
Pretty close.
all right. Those of you that follow juggling well know that Daniel is a very accomplished ring juggler. In fact, a little while back, he posted a video online of himself getting 21 catches of 11 rings. That's one catch from qualifying 11 rings, which is an accomplishment that's never been done before.
On video.
On video, at least. So he's so close to breaking that barrier that we never have seen before. So for this year's IJA Numbers Championships, here is Daniel with 10 rings.
Семнадцать, по-моему, я не знаю. 17, может больше? Ну, скажи, кто на это.
IJA 2021, one place.
And that was an amazing 38 catches of 10 rings by Daniel Lysenko.
Wow. And that is your winner in the individual rings category. Daniel Lysenko with 38 catches of 10 rings. I want to say that I went back and did some research, and I believe there's only one individual that's ever lived that has gotten more catches of 10 rings.
To the best of our knowledge.
And that is Anthony Gatto. I was only able to find a couple of runs more than 20 catches, and I believe that was even from Daniel. But 38 catches, I don't think we've ever seen one that long. Anthony's record is 47 catches, so that is certainly well within the realm of Daniel being able to break that world record as well as the 11 ring barrier. So keep going. Excellent job, Daniel.
So that brings us almost to the end, and Numbers Championships has a new award this year, and that is we're going to draw names of all of the gold medal winners from a hat.
Not just any hat, though. I've got a special hat here, Mary.
Which one?
I've got Bobby May's top hat.
Wow. Am I allowed to touch it?
Yes, you can.
Oh, it's heavier than
He
I
doesn't
expected.
let me touch it.
Huh?
He doesn't let me touch it.
Oh,
Just kidding.
okay.
All right.
Okay. So the winner, we only get to draw one name, but the winner will get one free festival event package for use at a future IJA festival. So
Does it have to be next year's?
no, it does not have to be next year's. And I don't know if it's transferable to another person or not, but it has a dollar value of approximately $225
In that
US.
range, at least.
So we're glad to have this, and this will be ongoing in the Numbers Championships every year. But most years we would be drawing from 14 names if we had teams involved.
Correct.
So this will be a 1 in 4 chance. So I want to show you, we have Tom Whitfield. Do you want to fold that?
Yep.
And Moritz Rosner.
How many times have you folded? Just once?
Twice.
Twice.
Okay.
And Christian Klock. And Daniel Lysenko. I wish you could all win, but only one winner.
Well, they all won already.
They won the golds, that's right. But the festival package.
All right. I'm going to do this. Mary, you can choose.
Okay. Oh,
And then I'll reveal.
oh really? Okay.
All right.
Who is
And
it?
the winner of the best package is Daniel Lysenko.
All right.
We hope you can make it. We would
Yes.
love to see you in person.
Great.
We really appreciate everyone, your attention and your interest in the IJA Numbers Championships. I know this is Mary's, I think, 12th year doing
I think so.
the co-director spot. This is my 11th, and this is David's first.
Yay.
But he's been a longtime judge. And we just love being able to administer this competition, and we really thank the entrants, the people that submitted entries. All were outstanding accomplishments, and we really look forward to next year being in person with all of you. Please come, please compete. We did hear from a number of people that were really interested, but they said, well, I didn't get around to doing it on video this year, but we'll see you in person next year at Cedar Rapids. And we hope to see all of you as well. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and for competing.
Thank you.